I am Camson, the Untamed Oracle, the creator of Untamed Souls and New Verse Live. And I'm going to be doing a tarot slash oracle card reading today. And I wanted to do this because it's so much happening in the world right now where I feel called to do collective readings. So this is what I will be doing. Without further ado, this is a timeless reading. If it resonates with you, actually take the tips that I'm giving you and use them. Come back and let me know how it worked out for you. Because a lot of times, even I will listen to readings and I'll hear it tip, it'll resonate, but I may not actually use it. So I want you to use it, okay? All right. We're gonna start off with my crystal deck. Real quick, this crystal represents sexuality. I guess that's how we're going to be starting off, huh? Well, this definitely encapsulates and embodies the untamed factor on this side. I feel like this card is coming up because with a lot of the major shifts that are occurring in society, women are finding themselves lost in their roles and not connected to their sensuality. When you're busy and you're constantly having to do things, tasks, monitor things, grocery shopping, budgeting, bills, managing the household, maybe you are an emotional manager where certain experiences in your life put you in a position to have to manage other people's emotions, to feel safe. And these things, though sexuality may not seem important, it really is, because it takes a lot of energy to manage all of those things, but to manage your own emotions while you're trying to micromanage other people's emotions that affect you, because obviously I'm speaking to someone who is sensitive to energy, who may be very good at observing the nuances of things that people say and do, the way that they say it, the way that it just stick with you, where you could be like, I didn't like the way that felt. I didn't like the way they said that to me, and it's not the first time. And so you notice those things. And so what happens is your creativity is stifled because the creativity gas tank is being constantly used. So you're running on fumes. So the creativity that's required for you to figure out, because obviously it's something in your life that feel misaligned, but you haven't been able to figure out how to get in alignment, which requires creativity. Creativity is a very feminine characteristic. And so when you're doing all of these things, feminine energy doesn't thrive when you're having to manage so much. When you're in survival mode, feminine energy doesn't thrive. So this card coming up just lets me know, like, it may not seem like it, but you actually tapping into things that bring you pleasure, that make you feel good about yourself, that make you feel sensual, that make you feel beautiful, that make you feel desired. Those things have been minimized by the patriarchy as being something that you only do for the opposite sex, right? So it's like, oh no, that's not for you. You're supposed to do all of these things for the male gaze. You're supposed to do all of these things to keep your partner happy. You got to keep a man. You need to know how to keep a man. And so this also, this just drains. This is draining. This is draining. And so it's time for you to do that. Carve out some time, even if it's just 10 minutes, carve out some time to yourself and tap into your creativity. Maybe do some creative writing, even just automatic writing, kind of like morning pages. But I like to trauma dump when I write so I can get it out of me so it's not circulating in me. And I come up with nicknames for certain people or things that I experience. And it's a creative way for me to move that energy through me. And then spend some time. Is there anything that, just make you feel good? It could be a foot massage. It could be going to actually get a massage. It could be a yoga somatic routine, which I am. This is like an everyday thing for me. I have to do this every day. And in the beginning, it felt like a burden. But when I started to feel the space that it was opening up in my body and opening up in me, it allowed me to feel pleasure deeper. And so a woman's sensuality, her sexuality, is so important for her to use it for her. It's your personal prescription cabinet, right? It's your personal herbal pantry. We have all of these hormones and all of these chemicals that are released within the body, like giving yourself an oxytocin bath, hugging yourself, rubbing yourself, spending that time with yourself is so important for your mental health, your physical health. And this also heightens your intuition. And so you're able to get those downloads and get those messages from spirit. Love this. Love this. Okay, we're going to move on to the next. Let's see what Isis got to say. Isis, what message would you like to share? Another thing too, if you've been doing shadow work and you haven't been finding ways to fill yourself up with things that feel good to you, honey, let me tell you, when you're doing shadow work, you need things in your life every single day that's going to bring some type of pleasure to you. Okay? So it's so important. And it could even be food. It don't have to always be touch. It could be food, just the taste or texture of something, the smell of something, aromatherapy. And just spend that time. That's a necessity. That's not a luxury. That is an essential necessity. And you will not thrive without it. I pulled the High Priestess. Look at her. So something, new clarity is about to come to you about something. Okay. It says that a mystery is to be unveiled. Something you've been trying to figure out. Just be willing to be patient and wait for it. But also recognize what is happening at this time. You're going to be gaining insight. You're going to be led. You're going to notice things that you didn't notice before. I was just talking about doing things that heighten your intuition. The High Priestess, this is how she does what she does. You are a High Priestess. That's why you're watching me. That's why you found me. I don't even do collective readings. Like some people do readings every single day and many of them per day, but every zodiac sign. It is crazy. I'd be like, honey, can I get some of that energy? What you got going on? What is you drinking in the morning that's doing that for you? But, over here, if you are new to me, I'm someone who has chronic illness, chronic fatigue. I've been on this spiritual awakening journey, this ascension journey for a long time, and I've been sharing that entire journey on YouTube. So, I have two channels. And with that, I was initiated into a softer lifestyle. I had no idea what soft meant. Okay, let me tell you. I'm from Memphis, and Memphis is all about the grind, the grit, and the hustle. And so that's how I have operated until I was burnt out and I couldn't operate like that anymore. My number one thing is to love myself and take care of myself, because I don't want the energy of depletion or the energy of burnout, exhaustion, the energy of pain. That I don't want those energies to be in my transmissions. And so I had to slow down. And so maybe you're needing to slow down. Because look, I'm just going to tell you, some of y'all been trying to rush answers. You've been trying to rush it. You've been trying to make it come. And what is coming to you now is not going to unfold faster because you're being impatient. It's actually going to do the opposite. It's going to take longer for what's coming to you to come because you're not being patient. Patience that's why it's a virtue, because it's something that you must practice doing. And this is going to train you and teach you how to remain devoted and consistent to things, even when it doesn't seem like it's yielding anything from your effort, right? So this requires trust in the process, and just trust in the process. Trusting what you're going through right now is exactly what you need to get to that next space that maybe you're having glimpses of, maybe you're dreaming about, maybe it's just a space that you crave, it's just something that you want to have, desire, or experience. You will get there. You are on your way there. I'm letting you know you are on your way there. If you was watching this reading and unsure, you are absolutely being led to this space, but it's going to take time, because if you rush it, when we rush things, we will start to try to force things to fit together, to force things to be something they're not ready to be, or we're not ready to have or be in that experience. And then when the thing comes or the experience comes, it doesn't do what you thought it was going to do for you. And then you feel disappointed because you're like, I put all of that energy into trying to make this happen. I put all that energy into trying to manifest this. I read all of them books. I've listened to all of these videos. I did plenty of readings. I even booked a personal reading. Like, I'm looking at my astrology chart. Like, I'm literally doing all the things. And I finally get here and I'm disappointed. It's not even what I thought it was. And this is why it happens to us. So when you take your time, when it comes, it's more of a pleasurable experience because you were willing to wait for it. And it's just a certain level of value that you're going to feel within yourself, and a certain level of confidence that is going to build up, that you were willing to trust the process. So it's not just waiting. It's about what attitude do you have while you're waiting. Now, I'm going to tell you, the 3D matrix social constructs and all of the archonic thought form entities that be speaking in the internal dialogue of our mind, it's going to have you thinking it ain't going to never come. It ain't going to never happen for you. It ain't meant to happen for you. It's not true. You are the high priestess. You are the high priestess. If anything in your life is trying to make you feel like you're not the high priestess, that's just confirmation that you are the high priestess. And you are not doing this alone. People who find me and gravitate to me are usually people who are called to do archetypal work for self-mastery, which is like one of the biggest things in my life that actually changed my life. I have changed so much over the years, and I've been through so much adversity, so many things that I didn't think that I would come back from, and I did. But by working with these archetypes, certain goddesses, deities, nettas, netarus, orishas, many different pantheons, I'm able to study their consciousness, study their mindset, study the way that they strategize, learn to embody their energy, and it allows things to just come to me instead of me trying to force things to come to me. And that is a softer way. And that's something, that I feel like will benefit all of us, is to ask ourselves, is there a more gentle, compassionate way I can be with myself each and every day? Here we go. If y'all know me, y'all know sometimes when I start channeling, I start rapping and rhyming and spitting poetry, but we're going to keep it moving. All right. So now I want to see, what is it that you can do every day that will help you to call in and be in alignment with what it is your heart is desiring. All right. A really sweet sister of mine sent me these cards, and I don't know if she will ever see this video, but I appreciate her so much. I've told her this. Just wanted to say, sometimes we meet people online, and like it's a resonance that you feel with each other. It's like a kindred spirit, and I think that's really beautiful that we can do that now with this technology. Oh wait. This look. This reading is going a whole other direction than what I was expecting. Okay. This card, it says, dance is an amazing mood booster and a powerful technique to relieve stress. Dance has been observed to increase levels of feel-good hormones. I was just talking about this. And help develop new neural connections to rewire your mind the way that you think, especially in regions involved in executive function, long-term memory, and spatial recognition. Now, I am neurodivergent. I have some neurotypical, but I'm kind of like a hybrid. And I'm a little bit of both. I'm a little ADHD at times. And executive function can be things like, maybe I have laundry, I got a bill to pay, I got a doctor's appointment coming up that I need to reschedule, and the kids need to go to the dentist. Okay, those 4 things. My mind gets like overwhelmed and jumbled when I'm trying to figure out what to do first or what to do next, what makes the most sense. And so that's just an idea of executive function. And so dancing is actually a way to help yourself to reprogram the mind, to create new neural connections. It looks like branches of trees inside the mind, and with repetition it changes. Now, if like me, you happen to be dealing with some type of physical ailment, maybe you're just feeling tired lately. Maybe you have an old injury that's been bothering you. Maybe you are perimenopause or menopause. Maybe you're having headaches. Maybe you're having mood issues. Like, I've been dealing with all of the above. Dancing can seem like a chore. And it's just like, I don't even have energy for that. Well, that's okay. All right. While you ride in your car, on your way to work, or whatever it is that you do, put you some music on and just have you a little moment right there in the car. Club car. Like, we can do this. Creativity. You find a way to make it work. I have had days where my legs were in so much pain. I wanted to. I know the benefits of it. I enjoy doing it, but I can't. I even had a sister of mine invite me to a dance ceremony, and I did share that on my community tab on YouTube, but I couldn't make it. And so I would just sit down and play some music and dance sitting down in the chair. You can do that too. Like, it's still going to create those feel-good hormones. it's still going to give you the benefit of helping your long-term memory and your executive function. Like movement is an instant pick me up. Okay. Um, don't do I don't know. I can't tell you what to do, but I would do boots on the ground. Okay. I talked about that on my Patreon and my Substack. That is kind of like the other side of me where I talk about world events and the spiritual components of that. But yeah, but I mean, if that's what you want to do, go ahead. But yeah, it's a deeper dive into that on my Substack and my Patreon. It's interesting. Um, so yeah, so this is like your self-care routine for you to start to embody everything that we have talked about here. Okay. And even while you're in the shower, taking your bath, start playing some music, you know, and just get those feel good hormones going. Okay. Let's let's continue. Ooh, what is happening? What is happening? I didn't even get started yet. Well, I did, but you jumped on out of here. Okay. I'm gonna keep you. I'm gonna keep you. I'm gonna give one more, and I'm gonna keep you because I felt it. Oh, okay. Y'all did see that I shuffled, right? Y'all saw it. Okay. I was shuffling. Okay. Now, this one I pulled in reverse. But first, I pulled the sun. I pulled the sun. Honey, you are the sun. You have a whole entire new way of showing up that is in conception. You're in the process of showing up brighter. You're in the process of learning how to look at the darkness in your life and in your world and shine light on that shit. Yes, this is what's happening. You are on your way to finally gaining some of the confidence that you have been needing for some of the things that you desire. Being magnetic requires confidence, right? So, like, let me give you an example of something that I do to challenge myself to be the sun and step into that light and that confidence. I'll take something I don't like about myself, or something I don't like about my body, or something I don't like about what I do, right? And I will allow that to just be seen and not judge it. So I'll go to the grocery store with a crop top on and my stomach out. Now, my weight fluctuates because like I said, I got stuff going on, okay, health wise. And so my weight fluctuates. And so because of that, I have stretch marks, round, motherfucker tight stripes. Okay, we gonna rearrange that PRP, positive reframe practice. And I will walk my ass through that grocery store and let that shit jiggle and let it do what it do. And it's so interesting because at first I feel compelled to hide. And this is working with the goddesses. When you work with them, they will become one of the voices in your mind that are the remedy to the negative voices in your mind. And I will hear Isis say, "Girl, please, you beautiful just the way you are." And I'll be feeling myself. And I'm like, exactly. And so then I'll start to attract other women. I've even had some women say, "Girl, I got crop tops at the house, but I had not been had the courage to wear them." I'm like, "Honey, please wear your crop tops. It's for you. It ain't for nobody else. What they think about you, it ain't even none of our business, right? That's their mind and they thoughts. That's their business." And sometimes I would have the most beautiful conversations with complete strangers just because I'm in this energy of, yes, I don't like this, but I'm not gonna hide it. I'm not gonna hide it. I don't have to. And when you detox shame, you become the sun. I also feel like this card means that your financial circumstances, if they have been like, if your money been funny, like if your money really, really, really been funny, okay, on some king of comedy, queen of comedy type shit, that's changing. But if you're trying to make it change before you actually feel worthy of the change doesn't come. And no matter how hard you work, no matter how much you plan, no matter what you do, that change ain't gonna come until you become the sun. Okay? So be the sun. Find something. It don't have to be what I do, but just find something that resonates with you. And I mean, look at the pictures like a little kid. He is bug naked. He is bucket naked. And he on his horse and he is just happy. He is just happy. I don't know if it's a little girl or a little boy, but it don't even matter. They feeling real free. They feeling real free. And you deserve that. You deserve to feel like that about yourself. Now, the next card that I pulled was the High Priestess again in a whole different deck. Where my High Priestesses and hiding at? Like, honey, come out the High Priestess closet. It is what it is. You are what you are. I know life trying to make you feel like you're not, but you is who you is, okay? You are her. It is what it is. She was in reverse. She was in reverse. So that let me know that you have been attracting experiences that have communicated to you that you're not. And a High Priestess, if this is like totally new to you, she's a wise woman. She knows how to be magical. She's resourceful. She knows that she's worthy, right? And so because it was in reverse, maybe it's some, I don't even feel like it's just you, but it's like it's the energy around you that mirrors back to you that you're the opposite. And maybe even in your own mind, you feel disconnected from your potential. And it's like, you know that you got this higher potential, but it's just something that's just been disconnected where you feel like you can't really move into it. This could also represent like secrecy, secrets, and it may or may not be you. It may be you just feeling like somebody is being deceptive towards you. And sometimes we can blame ourselves for that unconsciously, where we'll be feeling as if this person wouldn't even be bold enough to lie to me in my face unless they didn't respect me. And so it must be something that I did, and this is what I deserve. It's not. That's a them issue. It's not a you issue. Even if the way you show up sets the environment, they're responsible for the way that they handle themselves. Okay? So you still are her. But I already told you what to do to actually feel like her and to be her. We already went over that. All right? So if this is resonating with you, let me know in the comments, because I've been missing doing this. I really like doing this. I love the feeling that I get from my audience when I'm doing these. And, I have had some really, really beautiful readings that came for people in exactly the time that they needed them. But like I said, life been life and honey. And it ain't really always been, a priority for me to do this, because I have to take care of myself, and I can't be on here being no hypocrite, and I'm not even doing the things that I'm talking about. But I do feel like I can do more of these. If you would like to see more of these readings from me, let me know. Is something resonating? And you know, let me say this too. Don't let people don't let people turn you into fish food. Cause I don't know why I'm saying it like that. But it's like sometimes people who operate in a narcissistic energy, when you start to pull away because you're noticing things, they'll start trying to do things that's manipulative to pull you back in to be their supply. And a lot of times the funny thing is when you start being the sun, you will attract those types of people. You will attract those types of energies. You just got to know how to deal with it. And this is when you practice the art of detachment and you don't become fish food. I'm not going to be fish food. I'm not going to let you use me to feed you. I need my energy for myself. You don't even have to ever tell them. Don't tell them nothing. Show them. Show them. It's time to stop talking. Because obviously they have not been listening to you. And that's okay. You know, it's their right. No judgment. Okay, you ain't got to hear me. But you go see me move different. Right? I already told you what to do. Just do it. This is my beloved Kali Ma Oracle deck. And her messages always, every single time. Oh, Kalaratri. You see all that darkness around her? She is not fazed by the darkness. She is not fazed by this crescent moon behind her. Like, this is like new moon energy. New moon is the time where you get rid of something that is no longer serving you. And I'm gonna put you over here. I'm gonna put you over here to my left side. Okay, we're gonna put you over there. She appears beneath the cloak of night, revealing the truths that must be known to set your heart free. She offers you an opportunity to engage in a profound and enduring transformation. This will lead to a powerful rebirth, free from even the most persistent patterns or pains of your past. Your soul is in deep healing, recovery from anything painful, but the pain is temporary and you will emerge renewed and released. In time, patience, you will greet your rising destiny from an entirely new and improved inner foundation. You are blessed to experience a new life within this lifetime. The goddess Kalaratri appeared when a warrior violated the rules of law, and he violently assaulted enemy troops that were resting under the cover of night. She appeared in terrible form, making sounds that expressed her horror at the suffering taking place. This is the weeping and wailing Black Madonna. No matter how people try to cover up what is happening, glossing over things with cleverly manipulative words, she is the truth witnessed and laid bare. For those who have been cajoled or coerced to deny their intuition, gaslighting, and authentic experience, Kalaratri breaks through the crazy making and brings us into the truth of what is happening. She brings the relief of the truth, even when it is difficult to bear. Remember I said deceit, secrets, things coming out? She breaks open toxic systems and reveals deceptive behaviors. In unmasking the terror of what has happened or is still happening, we become able to disconnect from sources of abuse so we can begin to heal the trauma. That which is not acknowledged can never heal, but it is doomed to be repeated. The acknowledgement of Kalaratri is not an intellectual understanding, but is a bone-deep agony of release. It is like pulling the thorn out of the lion's paw. It hurts, but it's the way that leads to healing. rather than the hurt that will come from trying to ignore the thorn and dealing with the increasingly negative consequences. Woo! Somebody been had a thorn in their side. And this thing, and let me say this because I feel like it needs to be said, but a lot of us, with these eclipses that have been happening in September 2025, because we're in eclipse season as I'm recording this, it is exposing toxic patterns within our relationships. And sometimes you can hide yourself from seeing that because, I mean, it hurts. It's painful to see and it hurts. And sometimes in relationships, because a lot of women who are high priestesses awakening, maybe when you got in this relationship, you didn't know. You still are learning who you are, right? You're going through this process of ascension. That means that you're releasing things that are not serving you, which means you're becoming somewhere else. This is a deep transformation that's happening. And sometimes the people that you're in relationship with may struggle with this version of you that's making this new appearance. And they don't know how to be with that because the old version of you they got used to. And so that might be what they are expecting from you. So as you change, just know that people may not know how to deal with that change. And that's okay too, right? But sometimes it can be like a thorn in your side. And I'm seeing this a lot. A lot of people have broken up and got divorced. People that's been together 20 something years that I know who I never thought would separate or separating. I'm not here to say that that's wrong, but it's not always the only way. And honestly, sometimes we stay together for the kids. Sometimes we stay together because we know that we can do better together financially, which benefits children, especially when you have children. Sometimes, when you really go deeper into the shadow work of it, sometimes you stay together because you're still toxic in some ways towards yourself. And so, like, this is you being able to experience what that toxicity that's inside of you that you haven't been able to deal with yet, right? What it feels like. And that person will be mirroring that shadow back to you. They act as a, it's like a scrying mirror. They become a scrying mirror to the parts of you that were repressed, to the parts of you that you're unconscious about. And so you can use challenges in relationships to grow. And so this is the path that I chose. I have difficulties in my relationships. I've been very open about that. If you're new here, like for years, we went live and talked about it all because I knew what was coming. And things, as an oracle, most of the time I go through things before the collective really does. But yeah, just use it. Don't let the pain in the past use you. You use it. Now the name Kalaratri, it translates as Black Knight, right? Remember, this is the Black Madonna energy. At times, that is sacred and honored with celebration in the Hindu tradition. It is also an emanation of the goddess Kali herself. And in that sense, Kali is our dark night of the soul. In the Hindu scriptures, Kalaratri is known as the dark night of final dissolution, the formal and absolute ending of something that is no longer needing to be. She signifies that there is no going back. She is the spiritual solvent into which we, as we have known ourselves and experienced our agonies, can dissolve. On the spiritual path, to go through a dark night of Kalaratri is considered a protective and an enveloping experience. Here we can be held in a psychic container that allows us to dispense with all we have been working through or are holding on to. It is where we try to figure it out and just let it all go. Similar to what happens during sleep. During the spiritual sleep of Kalaratri, we drop the ego and the intellect and allow for the divine reorganization and healing power of the sacred feminine to work its restorative magic. Have I not been saying that with every deck that I pull? Energies are processed and cleared away from her as the cosmic womb. We can then be recreated and reborn. The oracle brings a message of total change, of a need to let go of what has been so that a new form can be established. You will not know what the new form is going to look like. Don't force it. I told y'all, don't force it. Just as you do not know what you will dream of before you go to sleep. But we still go to sleep, don't we? So keep moving. Nor in what state we will awaken the following morning. As you enter into the spiritual sleep, you cannot know all that will happen. Yet this is Kali, so we can trust. Sleep only comes when we let go. So too, this deep and restorative spiritual surrender can only happen when we are willing to let go of our attachment to what has been. This form of the goddess is said to ward off dark entities, ghosts, or spirits and negative energies as they all flee upon her arrival. Now, I posted a video about this from Michio Kushi, and he was talking about how the ghosts of our ancestors and the ghosts of people that we love sometimes kind of stick to us, their thoughts, their beliefs, what they think we ought to be doing. And because it's energy, it can still affect you, and you can still have it affect your mind. And I've talked about that for years, but it's coming up again. So spiritual hygiene is going to be so important for you right now. I sleep with obsidian under my pillow. Hands down, one of the most powerful crystals to draw off negative energy. Because ain't nobody got time for that. I spent most of my life in choosing negative things unconsciously because of my unhealed trauma. Like, I ain't got time for that. So if you're really serious, you can get you an obsidian crystal. You can go to my website. I'll put the link in the description. And you can order a bracelet or a scrying mirror, like whatever. I got obsidian. So pick whichever one that resonates with you. But just know that you are in a sanctuary right now on a metaphysical, spiritual level. And you're going to be coming face to face with your fears, okay, so that you can release them. Look at this as like a temple of healing with the goddess, okay? So the many gifts of Kalaratri include increased fearlessness and freedom, like the sun, like the naked baby on the horse. Honey, is somebody about to be the naked baby on the horse? Like, don't go take your clothes off, okay, and do this. Beyonce did it, okay? She can. Don't you do this though. We talking, okay? Creativity, imagination, okay? Use your imagination. I don't know. Maybe you might want to do that. I don't know. It's up to you. I'm just saying. Okay. But that level of freedom, this is what this reading has been about. It says the oracle guides you to trust in her protection and her promise that under her guiding hand you shall become all you are destined to be. Did I not just say that? I think I did. I did. Okay. So now I'm going to read an invocation to you that you can use to activate this energy in your life. I can take a deep breath. Baby, you can take a deep breath. Just receive these words. Jama Kali, dark mother of the black night, cosmic womb of Kalaratri, I honor you, the divine dissolution, the ending necessary to yield the promised fulfillment. My trust in you is unconditional. I openly acknowledge my suffering and give voice to the agonies I have experienced with intention only to release all of it to you. Bless me with the courage of your honesty to attain complete release. What I have known is less than a drop in the oceanic divine nature that you are awakening within me. I cross the threshold into your healing, darkness of knowing and unknowing. Here I rest for as long as needed, gently and lovingly, dissolving into your being until I am ready to be your birth anew. May all beings fear your love and know your beautiful liberation, Jama Kali. And you can rest. I'm sorry, y'all. Let's see. Honey. Thought I had this on silent. So you could take this, replay this whenever you watch this reading, if you get a moment, and just lay down in a dark room, okay? And maybe have something. If you're cold or chilly, make sure you're comfortable. You could light a candle and just lay in like flat with your palms facing up to be in receptive mode, because our palms are chakra centers, okay? And they connect to every chakra vortex of energy within the body. And just give yourself permission to rest in this space, okay? And this is you allowing yourself to be the caterpillar in the cocoon, and just visualize golden light shimmering all around you as you're resting in this space. And believe that the embodiment of what we have discussed, the Kalaratri, is with you. And I'm going to say this too. With everything that's happening in the world, to know Kalaratri, which you can look at this like a force of nature, a feminine force of nature. And she shows up when these negative entities, these negative spirits, this evil eye energy, this gossiping energy, this hateful energy, right, emerges, and it attacks the warriors who are trying to rest. They found a tree to rest under. Like that, when you really step back and look at that, so much of that is happening on the world stage and even in some of our lives. And this is when she shows up, right? And so if you needed this, just know that this is working out for you, no matter how it looks. And I want to hear from y'all. Let me know in the comments, did any of this resonate? And be sure to share this with someone else. You know, my channel is a small channel. I'm just now starting over with this new channel. But the more people that can get this, whatever energy you're feeling right now, share this with somebody else. And make sure that you like, you know, subscribe if you haven't. If you're new, welcome. I hope you enjoyed this. I really enjoyed being able to do this. This made me so happy to be able to do this. I've been wanting to do this for like the longest. And we got another eclipse coming up really, really soon, in a few days. Just know that these eclipse energies, they can linger around for 6 months in a really potent way, and sometimes they can affect up to 18 years of the trajectory of your life based on the decisions that you make and the things that you're consistently allowing your energy to mingle with. So use the tips that I shared and let me know how it goes. All right, y'all. Peace, peace, peace.